From these sources, I infer that Hannibal was one of history's greatest military minds because of his changing tactical responses to extraordinary challenges. That Hannibal has been a riveting topic for millennia, and continues to be so even as he remains a conundrum, explains why so many writers continue to ponder him from different angles. How I wish I could have met Hannibal and asked him the questions that to this day still defy authoritative answers. Stanford, 2017. 1. The Vow. The Roman historian Valerius Maximus tells a story about the young Hannibal. As a boy in Carthage, Hannibal and his younger brothers would wrestle one another. Their father, Hamilcar Barca, would boast proudly to his guests, "My boys are lion cubs, reared for Rome's destruction." Whether this actually happened, we don't know, but we can imagine the young Hannibal wanting to please his father and taking pride in Hamilcar's boast. Hannibal was born around 247 BCE, during a long war between Carthage and Rome that often took Hamilcar, a famous general, away for extended periods of time. Hannibal's parents gave him a name rich in religious meaning. Baal be gracious to me, or Baal be merciful to me. Baal was a great Carthaginian god of fertility who manifested himself in thunderous storms. In naming him so, Hannibal's family tied the boy's future to his personal god and thus to his destiny. With sacrifices to the gods made at his birth, Hannibal had a long military tradition to follow. Carthage in North Africa had been deliberately chosen for its location by the Phoenicians, who had founded the city in what is now Tunis. They thought it was perfectly situated for trade. A natural bay and man-made harbours offered shelter to Carthaginian ships that traded with fertile Sicily, only a short voyage away. Trade also extended to Spain and over much of the Mediterranean Sea. Although Carthage's docks were secreted behind a high wall, protected from the prying eyes of the outside world, young Hannibal would have frequently seen his city's renowned double harbour. He would have walked with family members, maybe elder sisters or servants, passing through exotic markets of redolent spices alongside the famous port. The Phoenicians who established Carthage around 814 BCE were most likely refugees from Tyre, who fled from Assyrian invaders swarming like locusts from their Mesopotamian lands in the east. As Carthage's mother city, Tyre was famous for its mercantilism and its far-flung trade, as the prophet Ezekiel scorns in his tirade against Tyre in Ezekiel chapter 23, verses 7-8, whose footsteps led her abroad to found her own colonies, whose traders were princes, whose merchants the great ones of the world. Like mother, like daughter. As a boy, Hannibal would have heard many times that for a half-millennium Carthage had ruled the western Mediterranean Sea unchallenged. In addition to its mercantilism, Tyre bequeathed to Carthage the Phoenician alphabet and the Phoenician language, which in the Carthaginian dialect was known as Punic. Both languages are extinct. After centuries in the Mediterranean, Carthage had no rivals until Rome began to flex its newfound power. Now there was a growing shadow from Italy. With an agrarian mindset, the upstart Romans were much more acquisitive than the Carthaginians, constantly seeking to bring new territories under their sway. Carthage had colonies in Spain and elsewhere, but these were largely mercantilist enterprises. Carthage was uninterested in making the Celtiberians of Spain and other colonies into Carthaginians, whereas Rome wanted its colonies to think of themselves as Romans, and indeed it made Roman citizenship a possibility. So long as goods and treasure flowed back to Carthage as expected, the city-state